in the start of life on Earth." Mr. Bennings whispered the last few words as if they were the most important secret in the world. "Aliens," Pete said, narrowing his eyes at Krish. "I told you." "You never know," Mr. Bennings replied. "That's why we need to find meteorites as fast as possible and keep them safe by wrapping them in foil or plastic. Otherwise, they become contaminated, and the information we get from studying them is useless." "Amazing," Krish said. "There's something even more amazing," said Mr. Bennings. "By my calculations, this meteorite might have landed somewhere near Potter's Moor." "Potter's Moor?" Nancy said. "That's just outside Crooked Oak." "Exactly," Mr. Bennings replied. He couldn't hide his excitement. "The head teacher has given me special permission to leave school and go up there this afternoon to search for it. If I do find it, I'll wrap it up and contact the UK Fireball Alliance, who will come to pick it up. Just imagine, maybe they'll even name it after me, the Bennings meteorite." "That would be so cool," Krish said. "Finding an actual meteorite." "Indeed," Mr. Bennings said. "Even better than seeing it fall from the sky." Chapter 2. Super Weird. The next morning, Krish got Pete and Nancy to wait with him in the car park for Mr. Bennings to arrive at school. He was excited to know if the physics teacher had found a meteorite on Potter's Moor. "It would be on the news if someone had found anything," Nancy told Krish, as she pulled her green beanie tight over her long auburn hair. "Yeah," Pete agreed. He was moving from side to side, trying to keep warm. "Miss Wan would have definitely put something on the Chronicle website." Miss Wan was the English teacher, who also wrote news articles for the Crooked Oak Chronicle. "Oh, it's freezing," Nancy complained, rubbing her hands together. Even with her thick gloves, the tips of her fingers had gone numb. "Come on, let's go inside. Maybe Mr. Bennings is already in school." "Yeah, come on," Pete said to Krish as he and Nancy walked away. "We'll go and check his lab if you want, but I'm not staying out here. It's far too cold." "All right," Krish sighed. He glanced around the car park one more time, then jogged to catch up with Pete and Nancy. "It's locked," Pete said, trying the handle of Mr. Bennings' lab a few minutes later. "Do you think he found something?" Krish asked, peering through the glass panel in the lab door. "Is that why he isn't here? That would be amazing, wouldn't it? A meteorite found so close to Crooked Oak." "But would it?" Pete said. "It's just a piece of rock, right?" "Rock from space," Krish said, glaring at Pete. "It could be millions of years old, from the beginning of the universe." "Cool," Pete rolled his eyes. "Old rock." "Look," Nancy said, nudging Krish. "Here comes Mr. Bennings. But is there something wrong with him?" There was a strict rule about keeping to the left of the corridors, but Mr. Bennings was walking straight down the middle, meaning kids had to swerve around him from both directions. The buttons of his suit jacket were in the wrong holes, which made it wonky, and he wasn't wearing a bow tie like he normally did. Mr. Bennings was also unshaven, and his hair was ruffled as if he'd just climbed out of bed. "I've never seen him without his glasses," Nancy said. "It makes him look weird." When Mr. Bennings reached the lab, he stopped and stared at them. His skin was pale, and his eyes were small and bloodshot, like he hadn't slept for a week. "Did you find something?" Krish asked. "At Potter's Moor?" Mr. Bennings rubbed his eyes and stared at Krish as if trying to remember who he was. "No," he said, after a long pause. "Nothing." His voice was slow and without expression. "Oh," Krish said, looking disappointed. "So, was anyone else there? Did they find anything?" "Nothing," Mr. Bennings repeated. He took a key from his pocket and slipped it into the lock of the lab door. There was nothing there. "Maybe we just need to look harder," Krish wondered.